Okay, so now that we're more familiar with the media library, then we can go ahead and add an image to our posts or pages. As I mentioned, I wanted to add the image to my About Me page. So if I just go back to Pages, select Edit Page, and then I'm going to select the area where I want to put the image. So I'll put my cursor right before the P, and I go to Add Media, and we do have a couple of options. Now, because we have media in a media library, you'll see all the media listed here, and this is the image. So all I simply have to do is click on this image and it will be added to my page. But there are a couple of other options. You can insert directly from a URL. So for example, if you have your image, if it's already online, if it's on Facebook or another site where you have your image hosted, then you can just simply put the URL to the image and then add a title and it would be inserted. You can also, if you go back to Insert Media, you can also upload the file. So if we didn't have any files or if we needed a new image, then you see this familiar interface where we can drop the files in or select the file from our desktop. So I'll cancel that because we already have the image that I need. So I'll just select the image, this handsome fellow here, and we have a couple of options. Now, it says About because that's the name of the image, so by default it will be titled whatever the image is named. I just want to change this, and since it's supposed to be an image of me, I put my name, and for the caption you could use my name, and this will appear below the image. And as I mentioned, the alt text is just to tell search engines what the image is about, and you can add a description which is really for your purposes. And then you can go ahead and okay, let me go back. Not sure what happened there. Okay, let's start again. Add media. Select our image. And we have the option to align our image. Now, if we choose none, then the image will be placed wherever we have our cursor. And if you notice, I had some text on the page, so I want this image to appear to the left of the text. So I'll put that there, and we can also add a link to this image. So if I wanted to link to another page on my site or a page that's off my site, then I'll just simply put the image here. By default, the location of the image will appear in this tag, which and once we're finished, now in terms of size, it's just something I want to point out here. Right, because the image that I uploaded is so small, then it's the only size that you see here. But what WordPress does is, if you upload a large image, it will automatically create a couple of different sizes depending on how large your image is. And what you would have been able to do is select the particular size from this drop down list. But because, like I said, this image is so small, then it's the only one that I have available. So I can just select insert into page, and it's not doing what I wanted it to do. Okay, but no worries, we can go in and fix it. Just by clicking on the image, you'll see these two options. Now the icon on the right will delete the image, and the icon on the left will allow you to edit the image. So we go back to a screen that's similar to the one that we just used, and let me try to right align it. And you have the option, excuse me, if this were a large image, to reduce the size. Of course, you can still reduce this image even though it's quite small. And if you notice to the right here, you can see a preview of how your image will look in your post. So I'm going to right align it. Of course, you can center or left align. So I'm going to right align it and update. And it's still not quite doing what I want it to do. So, and this is how it is sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly. Let me try putting my cursor here. And sometimes you do have to play around with it. You add image, align left, insert into page, and there you go. That's more like what I wanted. Okay, so you see our image, it's aligned to the left of the text. You see our caption, which says my name, and we have successfully inserted an image into our page. In this video, I'll show you real quickly how to add a video to your site. And to do this, you simply create a new post, add new, let's just call it video, and chances are you'd want to say this is just a title for the video. Put your cursor where you want the video to go and simply add media. And if you remember, we had already uploaded a video to our media library, but you could also insert from a URL. So if you have your video hosted separately or independently on a site such as Amazon S3, you could just put the URL, and WordPress will pick up that it is a video file. For example, as long as the file has, let's say, a .mp4 or WMA or FLV, which is Flash, then it will detect it and automatically embed. But let's go back, and since we have this video here, then we have the option on the right here that says embed media player or link to media file. Now, if you link to media file, what you'd probably want to do is put an image, and then that image would link to the actual video. But we're just going to embed media file, select insert, and what has happened is that WordPress has created a shortcode for a video player, because what you have uploaded or online is a video, but to play the video on your site you need a video player. So WordPress has just created this video player for you, and you can see here it just has a shortcode for the video, the size of the video, 640 in width and 360 in height. This is the default, and you can change this if you'd like just by editing these numbers here, and you will see it is linking to the location of the video, which is on our site in the uploads folder, and it would do the same if the video was hosted anywhere else. And all we have to do now is Click publish. And if we view the post, there you go. There is our video. There's the caption for our video. And if we select play, the video will play. And as you can see here, the video is centered in our post. And if you wanted a larger video, like I mentioned before, all you would have to do is go back and just edit these numbers here. So as you can see, I could make it a little wider. So if I made it 740 and made it a little higher, 460, and if we update, and it's taken a while, just because I'm using software to record this video, and it just slows down the processing speed of my computer. But if we can just go over now and view the post, and you will see our video has gotten a little larger. And that's how you embed what we call a self-hosted video. In the next video, I'll show you how to embed a video from YouTube or a similar site. In the next set of videos, we're going to take a look at configuring our site. Now, WordPress initially started out as a blogging platform, and by default you will see that your website is basically set up as a blog with all your posts on the home page of your site. But this is very easy to change, and it really is up to you whether you want to have your site as a straight blog or you want to have a traditional website without posts, or have a combination of both. If we go to our home page, and I'm just looking at this site in a private browsing tab so that we don't see the additional information at the top to edit because we're logged in. And if we just go to our home page, you see all our posts listed on the front. Now by default, this is how your site will be set up with WordPress. And additionally, we've created some pages, and those are being displayed as well in our menu. Now, so if you want to achieve a blog only platform for your website, then basically what you have to do is not create pages and only create posts, or if you create pages, then you can use your custom menus to basically remove them from the navigation and then put links to your posts for specific pages that you want to reveal to your users. Or for example, if you only just want to have like an about me page or contact page. And if you also want to have a more traditional site where you have no posts, then what we do is to go into our dashboard and go to settings and go to reading. And you will see an option that says front page displays. Now, as you can see, the radio button has selected your latest posts. As we said before, this is the default, but you can put a static page, and where it says front page, then you can select one of the pages that you have already created. So in this case, I'm going to use our about me page. And if we wanted to have only pages on our site, we select save changes, go back to our home page, and of course this will be useful if you have, for example, a business site and you wanted to have a specific home page, a landing page, where you have something like a slider on the front of your services or the products that you offer, and then tabs with the links to other pages, etc. So if that's what you want to achieve, and if we just refresh, we'll see the changes. So here we are, we have an About Me page, which has now been used as our home page. So we are at the home page of our site, and the only other pages are the pages that we created. And of course you do have links to your posts in your sidebar, and this is easy to achieve, and we'll look at that when we start to look at widgets. But all you'd have to do is simply remove the recent posts from your sidebar, and your page would not have posts at all displayed anywhere. Now if you wanted to do a combination of both, where you still have a static page that whenever users come to your site, they land on that specific page, whether you want to show them your services or you want to build a mailing list or whatever it is, but you still want to have posts on your website, and what you do is to go ahead and create a new page. And for example, you can call this page blog or news or updates, whatever it is that you want to call it, it's up to you. And you won't put any content on this page, and you simply publish that page. And if we go back to our settings and reading, then where it says posts page, then you would select that page from the list, so blog, and then you have some options here to say that your blog pages will show at most 10 posts, and you can edit this number if you'd like. I put 5. And the same for your syndication feeds, which are your RSS feeds, the amount of posts to show in those feeds at any one time. And you can select if for the articles in your feed, if you want to show all the text or just a summary. And there's just one more option here, which speaks to search engine visibility, and this is if you want to basically keep your site private, then you can request that search engines not index it. Now the search engines will decide whether or not they want to honor this request, so it's not foolproof, but basically, you know, if it is a public site, if you're trying to build your brand and your business, then you wouldn't want to tick this box. But there may be reasons why you would want to, in fact, tick this box to discourage search engines from indexing the site. So if we save the changes here, because what we're trying to achieve is a static front page, a landing page, and our blog posts on a separate page. And there's just one more thing we'd have to do. Under appearance, we'd have to go to menus, because of course we are using a custom menu for our site. So for that page that says blog to show up, we'd have to add it to our menu. So just like add to menu, and we can of course drag this page to wherever we want it in the order, and I'm just going to leave it at the end for now. And if we save the menu and we go back to our site and update and refresh, and whenever you make changes, just to make this point, whenever you make changes, whether you're making posts or changing options, you should always save or update. So go back over to our site while that's being done, and if we refresh the page, then you will see that our home page is still showing this About Me page, but now we have a page that says blog, and all our posts now appear on that page. So there you have it. That's how those are the options. So if you want a site that just only has pages, or if you want a site that only has posts, or if you want both, and that's exactly how you do it. In this video, I'll show you real quickly how to embed a video from YouTube on your site. The process is pretty similar if you are embedding videos from other sites such as Vimeo or Dailymotion or similar sites. But I'll just show you on YouTube so you get the gist of what we're doing. So first, I want to create a page. You can use a page or a post, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to create a page. And I'm just going to call it video. And we're just going to go over to YouTube, and once you've found the video that you want to embed, then you go down below the video where it says share and click the tab that says embed. Now there are two ways to do this, and the first way is by using an iframe, and that will be the default. And basically what an iframe is just basically placing an exact version of a video or text or page from another video onto your site. And once you've copied this code, and before you copy this code, let me just show you a few more things. Now you see a box here that says show suggested videos when the video finishes. Now I suggest that you untick this, because what will happen is that once your video is finished playing, it will show other videos from YouTube, and then people can get distracted from the content on your site and even go over to YouTube and leave your site. And that's not what you want. You want people to remain on your site and watch your videos. So I suggest you remove that, but it's totally up to you. You have the option. And there's another option that says use old embed code, and I'll get back to that. So for now, we have our iframe code, and we are just going to go back to our site. And in our WYSIWYG editor, whenever you're adding any bit of code to your site, you should go over to the tab that says text, and it's right beside the tab that says visual. So what is here is all code, and you just post that, and then you go back to the visual, and you will see basically an outline for where your video will be. You won't see the video until the poster page goes live. And what I'll do now is just put some space and just put another video, and I'll show you the other option that's available on YouTube for embedding videos. So if we go back over to YouTube and we select use old embed code, but before I do that, I'm just going to show you this option that says video size. You can do this with either the iframe or the old embed code, and based on the dimensions of your post or page area, you can determine how large you want the video to be. And of course, you can also do a custom size. Okay, so you'll be able to set the width and the height. So these are the standard sizes for video. And so what I'll do now is just go down to the old embed code, and what this is HTML code. So the first code was an iframe, and this code is HTML. Now you may be asking me what's the difference, and why would I want to use HTML? Well, The simple answer is that the HTML code gives you more options. And you know what, let me select a bigger size video just so you can see the difference. What happens with the HTML code is that you can, from this code, manipulate it to do additional things like make the video autoplay and so on and so forth. So now that we have this code, we can go back over to our site, and again we have to go back over to the text mode. But let me just show you a little trick. Whenever I'm adding code, because when you get over to the text screen, it's a bunch of symbols, and if you're not really familiar with code, it can be a little confusing. So what I do is like to place a marker. So I just put a bunch of X's from the visual screen, and then I go over to text. And as you can see, there's a bunch of tags here, and this is all code. But if you look here, you see my X's. So what I do is just highlight the X's, and then I'll paste the HTML code. So my code will go exactly where I want it to go. And if we go back over to our visual, you see another video has been added. And of course you can go ahead and do the other adjustments you want to your page, allow comments, etc. But I'm just going to go ahead and publish this page. And now we can go ahead and view the page. Okay, so the same video using two different methods for embedding the video from YouTube. And if we just go back and go to the text module. Now, if you wanted to change the dimensions of the video, you could just adjust the height and width. And like I said, with the HTML code, there's a lot more you could do than just adjusting the height and the width. But just remember, if you want to adjust the height and the width with the HTML version, the height and width are actually two places in the code, near the beginning and near the end. So that's just something to look for. And that's how easy it is to embed a video from YouTube. In this video, we will look at creating custom menus. Custom menus will really just allow you to really take full control of the navigation on your website. And to do this, we go to Appearance and Menus. And just one thing to note, that depending on the theme that you are using, then this menu may be slightly different. You may see additional options, you may see multiple areas for menus. It really does depend, but no matter the theme, the concept is pretty much the same. Okay, so if we just go back over to our site, you will see that, and let me just say that since the last video, I just went ahead, in preparation for this video, I went ahead and created another page and a few posts with under a new category called football for demonstration purposes. Okay, so if you see the site looking a little different, then that's what has happened. So by default, what has happened is that all the pages that we have been created have been added to our menu, and based on what I'm seeing here, they've just been added in alphabetical order. Now you can take full control of this. You can put the video page here in whatever order that you please in your menu, and you can also add categories to your menu. So if we go back over to our menu option. Now what we need to do is give our menu a name. So there are no custom menus in this theme, so we have the option to just type in a name here, or we can go ahead and create a new menu from the option here. And so we can just call this main menu, and this is just for our purposes to know what the menu is for. And we can just go ahead and select create menu. And to add items to our menu, then on the left hand side you'll see a list of all your pages. And well, we only have 4 pages, so but you would have had the option to view all and to search for specific pages if you had a lot of pages in your site. So I'm just going to select all these pages and select add to menu. Okay, so as you can see here now, all our pages are under our main menu. Now to move around the order of the pages, you simply put the cursor, and if you see this, the icon here appear, and whatever page or link is at the very top here would be the first that would be displayed on the menu. So if you wanted this to show last, then you would put it at the bottom, and so on and so forth. So another thing we can do is to have submenus. So if, for example, another page was a sub page for our sample page, to get it to show below our sample page as a drop down, we simply just drag it out to the right, and it will appear in our menu. So in our navigation, this will appear as the main page, but when we hover over it, another page will be shown just below it. Okay, and we can also add links, so it doesn't only have to be pages that we've created on our site. You can just also add a link. Say, for example, all you have to do is click on this drop down arrow, put the link. So say, for example, you had another website, or if you wanted to link to your Facebook page or your YouTube channel, and you just put the URL there and what you wanted the text to say. So I'll just say like us on Facebook, and then you can add to menu, and then from there you can again just drag and place this page wherever you want in the order. And I'm just going to stop this video here because it's getting a little long. And in the next video, I'll show you how to add categories to your menu. Okay, so to add a category to your menu, and this is, I mentioned before, if you have, say, a sports site, which is the example I used, and you have different kinds of sports, and you wanted to just have a link or a page with all the different types of sports and have it categorized, then what you do is that when you are creating your post, you put them in the respective categories. And like I said, I had created some posts with the category football, and I'll just select add to menu, and it's been added to our menu. And if you notice these drop down arrows beside each of the pages and links, you have additional options. So as you can see, the category of football has a common F there. I want to have a capital F just to maintain uniformity. And we have some additional options here where we could move this item one up. We can place it under another page, or we can move it to the very top. And we can also remove it completely from our custom menu. Okay, just one more thing I want to show you with our menu, custom menu, is that you can add a link that isn't clickable. And what do I mean by this? So for example, if you had services on your site, so you offer different services, but you didn't want to create a page that listed all the services, but in your menu you wanted to have a tab that said services, so that persons would go to that tab, and then when they hovered over it, the different services that you offered would be shown in the drop down menu. So what you would do here to accomplish that is to put the hashtag or the pound sign, and then you would put the text here that says services, add to menu, and say, for example, one of the services that you wanted to offer was video. So we drag the video below. Excuse me. And we would drag the video out to the right so that it would appear as a sub item of this page. And now once you have customized your menu to your liking, and you can always come back and change this at any time to add new pages, then the final set of settings is if you want to auto add pages. So in other words, it will ask if you want to automatically add new top level pages to this menu, and it's up to you if you want to use this. But if you're creating a custom menu, you may want to be careful about this option, because of course new pages would change the order of your menu. So I won't tick this. And then we have theme locations. So these are the locations for the menus within the theme, and there are two options here. You can see one that says top primary menu and another that says secondary menu in left sidebar. Now the menu that we have been viewing is the top primary menu, and if you don't know where a particular menu is, you could also always just click it and then check your site and see where the change is made, just to know exactly where it is. So I just want to make these changes and put this custom menu to my top primary menu. So I'm just going to click save menu, Okay, so if we go back over now to our site and we just refresh, then you will see some changes have occurred with our menu. All the items are being displayed exactly how we had them from our custom menu. So about me page is first, our like us page, and this should link to Facebook as we had set up. And if we go back over, then here we have a drop down page, which is another page on our sample page. We have our football page, and if we click on this page, then all our posts that fall under the category of football will be shown on this page. And last but not least, for services, if you clicked on it, as you see I'm clicking here, then it will go nowhere, but once we hover over it, then the video page will be displayed, and if we click on video, then it will take us to that page. Okay, so that is how custom menus work.